Find something, Gemma? Found some feathers and some buzzard poop, huh? Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and starting this video out bright and early this morning. I'm on my neighbor's property, the piece of property that we lease that we've been working on for 2 years now, trying to clean up and maintain and make look a lot better, get back to more native pasture, get rid of the cedar trees, as DJ would say, all the things. But today's hay cutting day, and we're going to be cutting, and I say we lightly because I am not doing it myself, but we're going to be cutting about somewhere between 50 and 60 acres of Bermuda grass hay, mostly. Some native pasture a little bit, but mostly Bermuda grass pasture just like this. I've got a buddy that's a custom hay baler. He's cut and baled hay for me for probably 5 or 6 years. He's cut hay at home, at Mill Creek, on multiple places. Cuts hay for pretty much everybody in the vicinity, and this guy does not skimp on the equipment. Now, 50, 60 acres, maybe 65, 70, I don't know exactly. I haven't measured it, but he's got some top end equipment. He can knock it out quickly. I am not in the business of cutting hay for myself. I don't even need a lot of hay. I may need 10 or 12 round bales of hay a year, and maybe less this year. But this is a great piece of property. This hayfield didn't get sprayed this year, but the game plan with most of this hay is probably going to go to Dusty's bison. I'm going to talk to my buddy. Sometimes he cuts it on the halves. If he needs hay, we may just split it with him. If he doesn't want any of it, it'll all, but just a few bales probably go to feed the bison over at Cross Timbers Bison, which is only about, the original place is only about 2.5 miles from where I'm standing, so it's close. And Dusty will have plenty of hay. He can, I'll sell it to him. I don't need it all. The main reason we're cutting this is it hasn't been cut and baled in many years. The guy that's on the tractor over there cutting hay right now actually had this place leased for a few years and ran cattle on it, and then it was leased multiple times before that. It's been sitting untouched for well over a year. I guess October-ish will be about 2 years, really. That's crazy. It doesn't seem like that. We just let it sit idle all last year, didn't do anything. This year, decided to cut hay off of it, and I'm excited to see how much hay it makes and clean it up. That's the main thing. He's going to help me clean up the property. I don't have to come in and brush hog and mow and all that, and there's no reason to brush hog this high-quality Bermuda grass out here. It does have some weeds in it, but not a ton. But we're not trying to make horse-quality hay. We're making bison and cattle hay, so I heard him shut down his tractor. I don't know if something broke, but kind of hoping to get a little video of him bringing this big, awesome hay cutter around. He should be here for a couple hours, and then we'll let this hay set for a day or two. He'll come back and rake and bale. I'm guessing this is, I'm shooting this on Friday morning. I'm guessing he'll probably bale Monday if I had to guess, but I'll find out for sure. You gonna help this morning? Or are you just looking for birds? Oh, yep, you just looking for birds, aren't you? You find anything? Have you found any birds? Huh? So I'm gonna let them do their thing. They're gonna be here for a couple hours, 2 to 3 hours probably, maybe more. He texted me a while ago and he said, this stuff is thick, makes this cutter grunt a little bit. And I was like, well, that's good. That means it's gonna make a lot of hay. And his early estimate right now is about 200 round bales. And he doesn't make small bales. He bales them with a big John Deere. I think they're 5x6 round bales. It's gonna make a lot of hay. I have no use for 200 bales. But if you'll notice, there's a lot of ground on this property that we're not baling. And I can only cut and bale what's not inside our NRCS burn plan. So there's 160 acres on this property total. And that hay field plus one other small areas, 50, 60, 65-ish maybe acres of ground that we can cut. The rest is what we're doing under the NRCS woody encroachment removal program. So getting rid of cedar trees, bodark, Osage orange, hedge apple, whatever you want to call it, elm, a lot of invasive stuff. But I'm telling you, the difference in this place, this piece of property in just the last year blows my mind. And you can see it. I came through and just mowed a trail yesterday actually. In this area over here, we're right along the edge of my driveway, so that's the neighbor's property. Did not look like that a year ago. It was grown up in brush and cedar and elm, and I've shown that big pecan tree many times, but it's coming back with native grass and some Bermuda grass and a lot of weeds right now. But still, the plan is to continue to clean this property up, and then we're gonna do a massive, huge controlled burn, prescribed fire in 2026. That's still the plan. So I'm not gonna babysit them all day, and cutting and baling hay is not in my wheelhouse. I'm gonna leave it to the experts. It could be done. Yeah, I could go out and buy a bunch of used equipment and do it all myself, but he's charging $33 per bale to cut, rake, and bale that hay. And they'll be 1,000-pound bale at minimum. Now, that's a lot of money if it makes 200 bales. But like I said, Dusty's gonna need a lot of it. If he doesn't need that much, I can sell it. If we pay $33, it's probably worth, just roughly guessing, $40 to $45 per bale. So there's no reason for me to come out here and try to work my tractors to death. I don't have hay equipment. I don't have the right size tractors. I'm not gonna go buy hay cutters, because that field right there, if I went and bought a hay cutter and try to do it all myself, we're talking about days and days and days of work. And he can come in a couple hours with the right equipment, knock it out, and be done. Look out, Duck!
My hair, oh my gosh.
Whenever you're done.
Sorry. I wasn't prepared.
So I have a question. Do you know what the best way to guarantee it to rain is?
So you're going to go to the lake?
Well, that's true this year. You're absolutely right. No, the best way to guarantee it to rain
Cut and bale hay.
is to lay about 50 acres of hay on the ground. There was no rain in the forecast. It wasn't supposed to rain. It's obviously the next day. They cut all the hay yesterday, came back to start raking today, and it rained. Not a lot. I'm gonna head over to the pond. I need to fill up the fish feeder. It finally ran out, so I've got some new feed to put in it. But I'm gonna check the rain gauge. I bet we didn't get a quarter of an inch, maybe, just enough to get all the hay wet.
Yeah.
And I could hear the tractor running when we left the house, so he's probably over there trying to flip it and turn it and get it to dry, because the plan is to bale it tomorrow morning. I think we got bumped back. I don't think it's going to be dry by tomorrow morning.
So pretty right now.
Storm damage.
Oh my gosh. Hey, the wind's just... horse flop, I hear it.
The pond looks amazing though. About as pretty as it gets. I mean, if we're talking about ponds, you know. Let's see. Let me check the rain gauge real quick. Kelsey, how much you think we got? Barely a measurable amount. Oh yeah, like what? 2/10, maybe 3/10 of an inch. So not a lot of rain, just enough to be very annoying for the guys over there trying to cut and rake and bale hay. Camera lady.
Yep. Back again.
Back again.
Doing staff things.
Well, I said to myself, I guarantee you this will hold 2 bags of feed. These are big bags, and I don't think it will. I think it's going to hold a bag and a half.
Yep.
But it is smaller size pellets than what we were feeding before. And it's all supposed to float and not sink. Oh, yeah.
Look at them.
Yeah, they've been out of feed for a couple days. They're like, what is going on?
Food.
We're hungry.
Yeah.
I bet there's 100 right there.
Yeah, that's wild. There is a bunch.
They're growing.
They're coming out from under the dock, too.
Yep. I got smart this time. I opened the bag before I carried it over. You know, it would make too much sense to build this thing to hold exactly 2 bags of feed.
Yeah.
You know, let's build it to hold a bag and a half. That's what they did. It'll last a while though.
Where's the 3-pounders?
You know, the bass don't eat pellets like that very much. They come up and eat the fish that are eating the pellets though.
I wasn't specific on what 3-pounder.
The only thing in here 3 pounds,
Any kind of fish.
besides a bass, would be a turtle. You ready? When the mark gets set, let's see if it works. We're warming up. Here we go. It chunks that stuff a long way. Oh, you were in the dust cloud, weren't you?
I was in the dust and it stinks. Ugh. Ew.
All right, fish. We gotta go check on the hay field. All right. There's one peaceful spot. I know that. We're gonna have to get some dock furniture.
We are.
Some chairs on the dock.
Yeah.
It's nice over here in the evenings.
Don't they have some that like anchor down?
We'll definitely have to anchor them down or they will be on the bottom of the pond.
Yeah.
And maybe we could smooth out the road a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a project for another day.
Definitely.
Tractor over here, a couple tractors. Ain't none of them running right now. Nobody's moving around. Looks like they got part of it raked. These windrows here have been raked, but you can see those going that way haven't exactly been raked yet. They're just still laid down from that hay cutter. I'll drive around and take a peek. There might be somebody over here somewhere. I know I heard them on a tractor a minute ago. Thank you, whoever that was. Appreciate you throwing your beer cans out from the road. I'm telling you, I don't know if you can really get perspective. The size of these windrows, the amount of hay this is going to make is insane. Kelsey, come here. Come here. Kelsey, here. Hey. I was kind of wanting her to stand next to one of these windrows. Kelsey. Come here. Look at this. Perspective-wise, that's at least 2 feet tall. Hey, good jump. This is going to make an insane amount of hay. And the good thing is, yes, it got rained on, but only getting 2 or 3 tenths of an inch of rain, as hot and dry as it's been, it'll dry up pretty quickly. Oh, there's more trash. That's one thing about, I'm glad our house is not right on a road. Our house is tucked way back in the woods back there, but this hayfield's right on a county road, and it catches a lot of trash. People throw out a lot of trash. But we're gonna make a lot of hay. You know how to tell when the humidity's extremely high in Oklahoma? Hang out with a curly-headed girl.
My hair was straight. It was straight when we walked outside.
Yeah.
And now it is not.
No, it's got a beautiful wave to it right now. Yeah. It's definitely getting kinky.
It is. Yeah. It is.
Well, I wasn't wrong. Looks like they were raking and just stopped when it started raining so that the hay could dry out. But yeah, kind of like a buzzkill. Get going good, get everything going straight, literally straight rows, and then it rains. Kind of the story of our summer, honey.
It is.
It's a good thing we didn't plan on going to the lake today. We went yesterday. If we'd have gone to the lake today, you'd have been sadly disappointed.
Yes.
Ran off by storms and lightning for sure.
Yes, for sure. Good call on that one.
Good call. Well, there's always tomorrow. Unless it rains tomorrow. This is normal, right?
No, not normal.
Well, it's what happens in Oklahoma when a tornado blows through.
There are a few of them.
Oh, sorry, Kelsey. There's not a building or a structure anywhere around that this would have came off of.
No.
But just so happens this is the color of the building of Disco Automotive that's probably 3/4 of a mile away that got hit by a tornado last year.
That is true.
And this was the direct path of the tornado. That's the color of the building. I'm not saying that's where it came from, but
wow,
could be. Well, we made it back home.
Leave me alone.
Your straight hair is no longer straight, honey.
No.
It's much more curly in the front.
It is.
Where the air was hitting it.
And
the humidity.
Under my neck. I can feel it under my neck.
Well, it's definitely giving, like you said, Monica and Barbados vibes.
If no one knows that reference, it's Friends. And I'm disappointed in you if you don't know that reference.
Alright, it's the next day. Next morning. Skies are blue. Looks like a beautiful day. It's gross outside. Yeah. It's gross, isn't it, Gemma? It is just as sticky as it gets. You can feel the moisture in the air. Like yesterday, that rain come through. DJ's hair was straight. She'd straightened it and it said curled right up. Humidity, wah. Thought we were done with that for a while. So the ground's still a little wet. The grass is wet. I've got a heavy dew overnight because we had so much moisture. And I don't know if the guys are going to get to rake and bale hay this morning. If they do, it'll be later in the day, but I don't know. We'll see. So need to do something, and had every intentions of following them as they're baling hay and taking the tractor and moving hay and all the things, as DJ would say. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with 200 plus round bales of hay. It's going to make a lot. I don't know if it'll make 200. We'll see. That's a lot of round bales of hay. And he's charging, you know, when you're paying someone to custom bale your hay for you, you got to pay them per bale. And it ranges, depending on who's doing it, it ranges anywhere from $30, $35, $36, $37 a bale. If it makes 200, you're looking at $6,000, $6,500. So we're gonna have a lot of hay to sell because newsflash, DJ's donkeys don't eat that much hay. Maggie doesn't eat much hay. So I think Dusty at Cross Timbers Bison, my wife's brother, is looking at purchasing about somewhere between 80 and 100. I hope he does, because that'll sure make a big difference. I don't think the guy that's cutting the hay is going to want to keep any. He had talked about doing it on halves or something in the beginning. I don't know that he needs it. I'm going to make sure. This would be nice if he just do it on the halves and wouldn't have to pay as much. And like I said, I only need 10 or 12 bales, and I'm just doing it to keep the property cleaned up and make it look good. It needs to be done. So I found the donkeys though. I feel like DJ and I always say the donkeys are over in the back pasture, but we never actually go show you. So here they are. I brought the tractor over here a week or so ago and knocked down some of the grass because it was so tall and overgrown over here that they weren't grazing it much. Were you? So this time of year, obviously the mature grass is not as tasty for them. They want a good little fresh, tender green stuff. So I came over and most of this was Johnson grass, which can get toxic late in the summer. So I knocked it down so that the good stuff could grow. And Phoebe's showing you the results of the good stuff. She likes the small tender grass, and they usually don't get a lot of good tender grass in mid-August in southern Oklahoma. Usually it's nothing but dried out roughage, huh? Ain't that right, Fallon? So they've got about 2.5 acres of pasture over here in this hot wire, and it's kind of where they spend their days. So usually when I'm feeding, you guys see them over there up against the fence at the barn and standing in the dirt. Why did you go bite her? You usually just see them over there by the barn standing in a place where there's no grass. But they do have plenty of grass to graze. And I think I'm planning on, I need to do it, I just hadn't done it, putting Maggie in with them so that she can come over here and graze too. And it's nothing but a 2-wire hot wire. And they respect it. It keeps them in. Haven't had a single donkey even try to get out this summer. And I say that, and tomorrow they'll probably all be out and be up in the house in the front yard. But donkeys are doing well. What are you doing? Where'd Gemma go? Gemma was with us. Where'd she go? She run off chasing her armadillo? I've been looking at this piece of metal for months and hadn't picked it up. Oh, there went a mouse. Hey, get off my feet. At least there wasn't a snake chasing him. But I figured since I was picking up junk scrap iron from storm damage on my neighbor's place, might as well get that one too. Kelsey. I'm telling you, that's storm damage, storm cleanup is a process. When a tornado comes through, I mean, we were very fortunate last year when the tornado hit our hometown and destroyed everything. Not everything, but you know what I mean. You guys saw all that content. We had one come nearby, come through my neighbor's property, and I picked up junk all over the place and still finding it. And now that those guys are cutting hay, they're finding it. So it was buried in the grass over the spring. So now that they've cut hay and stuff, a lot of that sheet metal is laying on the ground, and I'm able to go through and pick it up, clean it up. But anyways, aside from that, I'm gonna run up here to the pig trap, Pig trap's been up over a week, and we've not had a single pig come into the trap at all. 2 different nights I've had game camera pictures. There's a trail camera pointing at the trap a little more distance away than the trap camera, and I've seen pigs there twice, but they've yet to go in. But I'm going to take the battery off and run it back to the house and throw it on the charger. The solar panel on it works, but not great. The thing is the deer are staying in it for 3 or 4 hours at night eating all my corn, which is fine. I don't mind the deer eating corn. That's intentional. But it's draining the battery, and the solar panel is not in the best condition. So I'll just take it back to the house, throw it on the battery charger for the day, and bring it back over here this evening. And when I do, it looks like I need to bring some corn. I put, oh, there's Gemma. I told you better get on the buggy. If you want to ride, you better get on. The solar panel does charge this, and in theory, it shouldn't need to take, I shouldn't need to take it to the house and charge it, but my solar panel needs cleaned. It's in pretty rough shape anyways, but I'm gonna go ahead and run this to the house, give it a good deep charge. If I only have to do that once a week, I'm not gonna complain, because it's right here close to the house. Oh, I didn't bring a wrench, so I have to find something to loosen that off. I got a pair of pliers or something. Gemma. Good to go. All right, Gemma, load up. Let's go. Good girl. Why are you riding today? You don't feel like running or what? Ooh, butterfly. Look at that. Look at him. Oh, he gone. Thought I could get a, didn't mean to throw you out of the seat. I thought I could get a video of the butterfly. Let's see. It definitely feels dry. I'm not a hay expert, but it probably needs to be flipped once. There's a little, yeah, see that? You can tell the difference. See the moisture under there? That is still green. Now that it got rained on, it's gonna have to be flipped over and let it dry for a few hours throughout the day, which shouldn't be a problem today. Look at all the buzzards. Let's go see if we can figure out what they're eating on. Well, it doesn't look like anybody's been here at all today yet, but they're gonna let that set. My guess is let the hay set for a couple more hours, come back over, rake it again, flip it over, let it dry, and then bale. Just kind of messed up my plans for the day. Look at that little wiener dog. Kind of messed up my plans for the day. But I'd much rather have a good quality product in the end versus rushing something to get it done. And I'm not an expert when it comes to the hay field, but I know enough to know we don't want to put it up wet. Did you find something, Gemma? What were those buzzards after? Are you gonna ride? Okay. Kelsey will look for it. Figure out what them buzzards were on. My guess is probably mice and rats, snakes. Got caught up in the hay cutter. Gemma decided to go for a run again. I'm telling you, it's never ending. Look at this. This is definitely storm damage debris. Piece of styrofoam out of somebody's roof or something off of their shop building. I don't know. I take that back. I think I do know. I found piles of that exact styrofoam on our Mill Creek property that's 15 miles from here. And it came from a dollar, not a Dollar General warehouse, a Dollar Tree warehouse, I believe it was, in Marietta, Oklahoma, that got hit by a tornado last year, about the same time our hometown of Sulphur did. And hit the Dollar Tree warehouse, and it just exploded. And that's probably 50 miles from here, straight line. But that styrofoam insulation just got sucked up into the storm, and it threw it for no telling how far. There were, apparently that Dollar Tree warehouse had about 10 million pool noodles, and people found those all over about 4 counties. And so I think that's probably what that is. There's more buzzards on the ground all over out here. They've got to be cleaning up like dead mice and things that have been hit by the hay cutters, all I can figure. Dead mice, dead snakes. There's going to be a few critters get hit. You know, obviously when you're cutting 3-4 foot tall grass down to this tall, you're going to have a few casualties. But cutting this late in the summer, we don't have to worry about baby deer. The baby deer, the fawns, are typically a casualty of hay cutting when you do it too early in the spring. Try to get that early cutting, and they hit one of those every once in a while because the mamas put them in their spot when they're newborns and they don't move. And a hay cutter comes along and gets them, but shouldn't have to worry about this time of year. Find something, Gemma? Found some feathers and some buzzard poop, huh? I don't see what they were on. Oh, look at here. That's what they were on. Looks like a snake carcass. And they've been here cleaning it up. Interesting. What do we find this time, dogs? I see some feathers. The buzzards have definitely been here. We jumped them up a minute ago, but I don't see what they were eating. Must have been small, whatever it was. Huh. Where's it at, Jim? Find it. Is it buried in the hay? Is there something in there? This is definitely wet. Definitely not ready to be baled. It's going to have to be turned over before it's ever going to dry out. But it's gonna make some really, really good quality hay, I feel like, especially for not being sprayed, not being fertilized. And well, it hasn't been sprayed for weeds in a couple of years, and it probably hasn't been fertilized in no telling how many years. There is some old pig damage out here. You can see where they rooted all this up at one time. Makes it rough when you're driving a tractor. It's kind of hard to see right now probably, but it is pretty rough in some spots. You wore out? Time to go back to the house and take a nap? Snake. That one didn't survive the hay cutting, and the buzzards have got the best of him. I figure that's mostly what they're out here eating, is dead snakes. So it's just part of it. It's not good to do anything to harm the wildlife. I know that, and we don't want to get out here and just destroy a healthy habitat, but I promise we're making it better a little at a time. I really must have worn you out. Yeah. You didn't even want to get off and go play in the creek? Figured you'd want a drink. That's why I stopped down here. Nope. Well, y'all, I think I'm going to call it quits right here on this video. I hate it when my plans don't work out. Like, I have been planning this video for, weeks, and I could put it off and wait and get the baling of the hay and all that stuff, but I just think there's a little bit of a lesson in all of this, and that is I understand this, but I still forget from time to time. But we as people have these plans. We plan our day, we plan our week, we plan our month, we plan our year, and we have absolutely no control over about 90% of what goes on. We think we do, but we don't. There's times we make decisions, we do things, and we think, okay, here's how this is all going to play out. Here's how this is all going to go down. We're going to cut hay on Friday. Saturday, they're going to come rake it. It might set Sunday, Monday morning, they're going to be baling. And here we are Monday afternoon now. We're not even anywhere close to baling hay. So, I think that happens a lot. We think we're in control. We think we make good plans. We think we know what's going on. And as soon as we do, it's like God steps in and says, wait a minute. You're not in control. I am. Wait a minute. You think you've got big plans. No, that's not what's going to happen. And it's easy to fall into the trap of this busy world, this busy life. And I hate that word busy. I hate when I go out in public and somebody says, well, what have you been up to? You been busy? Or, how's things going? You doing all right? And your response is, we just been busy. What the heck is busy? We need to say, I don't know, I feel like for me personally, not we probably, but for me personally, we need to be more intentional. Not busy. Busy is idle, if that makes sense. Busy is just, you're just going. But intentional. We need to be intentional about our decisions. We need to be intentional about our thoughts. We need to be intentional about the people around us and spending time with the people around us and the quality of time we spend with the people around us. The other day, DJ and I loaded up on her little boat, her big boat, our boat. I say hers because Houston and I have the bass boat, and we bought the wake boat for fun. That's Mom's boat. But she and I loaded up on it on a random Tuesday. Actually, it was a Wednesday. Sorry. On Wednesday of last week, went and got some lunch, took it to the lake. Just the two of us hung out for about 4 or 5 hours on the lake, had lunch, and really didn't do anything except just be intentional with our time, intentional with our person. My wife's really, really good about making that a point. And I get stuck in the day-to-day busyness. I thought for many years when I had a full-time career as a state trooper and worked that 40 plus hour work week, and then came home and had all the YouTube content, and then we had ball games. I thought I was busy then, and I was. It was important stuff, but it was busyness, and I wasn't very intentional. And my goal when I left that career was to wipe out some of the busyness, wipe out some of the busybody stuff. But it just rolls into other things. And you look up before you know it, and you're just as busy when you were trying to be intentional about not doing certain things. I don't know if this even makes sense, but I will say this. We all need to get out here. We all need to work hard. I think working hard, especially for a man, having a purpose, having a job. I know a lot of folks don't think I have a job, but I work my tail off in our own business. I don't work a 9-to-5 job, but I work my tail off in this business, and I love it. It's a passion thing. Kelsey finally decided to go get a drink, and I love it. I think men need a purpose. I think women need a purpose, but it's just a little bit different. Women are typically more child, family-centered, and the men are the breadwinners, but no, we're not going to go into all that. It doesn't have to be that way, but anyways. Just don't get stuck in the day-to-day busy, okay? When you're out in public and somebody says, how's things going? What have you been up to? Don't say I've been busy. Say, man, let me tell you. Last Tuesday, I made it a point to take my wife out. We went out to dinner, just us. We left the kids at home, or we left the kids with the grandma, and we did this. And then Wednesday, man, I had a great day at work. I got this, and this done. Let's not use busy. Let's get away from busy. Busy tears us away from what's important sometimes. Let's be intentional. And I hope that makes sense. So, I'm intentionally going to go back to the house and edit this video to get out to you guys today. And then hopefully, later today, we're intentionally going to go bale some hay. Not we. The guy that's doing it's going to bale it. I'm going to video it, and I'm going to pay him for his work. Anyways, guys, remember, do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know. It just might change the world. So, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.